Hey everyone, how is everyone doing? I can see my. Say, the problem is that you are showing up in that mirror. I can see.
What? Je- Cut it,
Alright,
cut
my
it,
wife
cut
is
it,
doing
cut it.
something. She's basically folding clothes. I'm doing this podcast actually in our bedroom, so it's okay. Let me just like hide. Let me hide the window. Not the window, but the, what do you call that? Mirror in the background, right? All right, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. All right, this is good. Okay, now nobody can see you. Don't worry about it. You know. So obviously, since my wife has come here, she's doing laundry in house, right? Because we got that washer and dryer. Washer and dryer. But back in the days when I was a lunatic, I was dropping off laundry on Sussex Street. That you know. It's not a laundromat there, but it's more like a, what do you call, dry cleaning. Plus, the lady and her husband run that place, and once a week, and when you're living alone, when you're alone living, all right, you don't do a lot of things by yourself. Like I wouldn't cook a lot. I would cook maybe breakfast once in a while. I'll cook something for dinner. You know No, my wife cooks. Sometimes I do. Most of the time she does. She had a lot of complaints about food in the restaurants. No, no, no. I can, I don't blame her. It's adjusting. She cooked some good food tonight. Pulao, chicken. That was good. And my dad, obviously, he's with us still, and he's gonna be going up to Maine with my brother. He's actually hailing in from actually New Mexico. My brother's all over the place, man. Honestly, I don't know how he does that. All this traveling. So in any case, so that's the story, and we did play some golf last Sunday. I could feel my sciatica, but it was new. I was okay. I was playing there, and okay. We went to Douglaston. It was so fucking packed. Somehow Golf NYC screwed up our, reservation. Somehow the people there were nice. They accommodated us, and and then we had a barbecue, somebody's birthday, blah blah blah, out in Queens, and the fucking drive, dude. Oh my fucking god, you know. These are the days where you can basically be outdoors, outdoorsy. Few more months of happiness, and then darkness looms over this planet. Well, I mean, the weather, climate, not climate, sir. The season. Season is what I wanted to say. All right. So, season of summer is going to come to an end at the end of this month, I think. All right. But September, October are actually really nice. I mean, even October is nice. Real tough times start after November 15, right before Thanksgiving, and it's just a fucking disaster. I get depressed. The leaves are gone, and it's just long days, long nights, and then short days. right? Am I stating the obvious? Of course, I'm stating the obvious, except the fact this year I'm not alone this season. My wife is with me. Let's see how she survives this winter, huh? Well, listen, you gonna survive this winter, huh? But listen, I don't want to, honestly. If he wants to stay here, up here, that's fine. But I don't want to be here, at least for a couple of months. I want to be down south somewhere like nicer, warmer. And that's the goal. If I can do it, I'll do it. All right? Why am I fidgeting so much, huh? Fidgeting. Restlessness, huh? I had that restless leg syndrome. I think after I took the injection and all that, and then I was taking, sporadically, I was taking that medicine that the doctor gave me, remember, for the nerve fucking pain. What was that? Gabapentin. So gabapentin is supposed to basically relieve you of your restless leg syndrome. All right, but let's just listen. Let's just be positive. I don't want to start talking about my fucking sciatica and all that. All right? It has just become part of life. I've accepted it. Accept as what it is, sir. But I don't want to deal with fucking pain. That's the thing. I want to resolve it. You know, if I ever take another injection, I'll take it. All right. Um, what else is new, everyone? I going to take it easy, me, and obviously, me and my wife, we are having a lot of family time. My dad is here, hanging out with my sister, my brother-in-law, and all that, right? And I don't have any kids, obviously. And again, who was talking about that the other day? I think everybody does, especially Joe Rogan talks about that. The whole concept of, not the concept, but the reality of, us human beings just after Generation X, even some of us from Generation X have stopped having kids. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to have a kid. Me and my wife do want to, but let's see, hopefully it happens. But it's just the circumstances, whatever else. I don't want to elaborate. I don't want to go into that fucking discussion. But I'm hoping that in the next 10 years, things are going to be better for humans beings. What the hell are you talking about? Human beings. I think we're gonna slowly come out of this fucking cocoon we have created around us, right? Just like the fucking silkworms, cocoon of social media, internet, fucking, introvertedness. Is that even a word? I think that comes from the fucking uh, being too much on TV, not TV, sir. Well, I mean, in the world of cyber, right? Yeah, that's it. Means you are just online, whatever the fuck you're doing, uh, which I think is going to fade out. All right. Instagram, all that jazz, I think that's going to fall apart. Something is going to basically rise from the ashes of this planet. What is that, sir? I think we're going to become more uh, aware of the fact that these past 20 years, especially these fucking 20, 25 years, right? What we have done needs to be undone. Too much, dependence. I mean, I can imagine, right? Not that I can imagine. Even somebody like me or, people my age, and, what is the generation came after fucking Generation X, generation, whatever, millennials, right? Even us, I mean, we can't live without these fucking gadgets, phones. I mean, it has a place, not a place. It has become the necessity, right? Necessity, but then it has also dominated us. It is basically something that we humans have integrated in the 21st century. I mean, we have not become cyborgs, but somehow we have become integrated with this technology, through internet and whatever, satellites and, a pocket phone or whatever, smartphone, right? And that basically gives us this whole world of, you know, everything almost. If you want to be a lunatic, and it can actually make you a lunatic. I think sometimes you feel like, you know what, man, I don't want to fucking deal with human beings anymore. You know why? Because I can just interact, you know, through cyber, through whatever, right? Through whatever, chat and all that, right? Bullshit. But yeah, and then you can watch movies and you can do everything you want, right? But I think that's just temporary. I feel this is all just temporary, that this whole craze, I think this is going to somehow, hopefully, diminish. That's the word I wanted to use. All right, diminish in a sense that, all right, humans, after all, we have this fucking, you know innate desire to be with other human beings. Now we gotta take a break from these fucking phones, and go back to what the fuck you are. Be like the human, the advanced, species of monkeys, right? That's what you are, and you have to be socializing with other people in real life, and talk to other people, have some fucking laughs, watch a fucking whatever, right? You go out to the fucking, don't drink too much, go out to the bars, have a chat with your friend, whatever, right? and and yeah, I mean, sometimes that also can be too much, right? So that's why we need to have that fucking balance of life, right? Balance of life among work, family, and friends, and your addictions, and your what do you call, caveman shit that you want to do by yourself. Watch whatever you want to do. Close yourself off this fucking planet, humans, and just be a hermit. Uh, but what's the one thing that's going to actually rise out of all this? I think AI is going to basically. I don't want to fucking talk about AI. All right. I think we're going to go back to being humans. That's what it is. Nothing can change that. Whatever you made me do, even you make me, swallow that red or the fucking blue pill, I'm still going to be the fucking human. Flesh and blood, man. Flesh and blood, man. All right, that's what I am. That's what my brain is made of, right? Neurons and all that. That's not going to change. All right, and I think unless drastically, AI really rises and then makes us basically, you know, engulfed more and drags us down further into this abyss of fucking internet, right? And if you think about a little more advanced civilization, right, than us, let's say 100 year more civilized, not civilized, sir, 100 year more advanced civilization, right? That civilization has already gone through these fucking experiences, steps, right? Technology, computers, and iPhones, and all that shit, right? What's next? Well, you gotta basically after, for us, let's say 30 years. After 30 years of this boom in, Facebook and all these online platforms, I think we're gonna say, you know what, man? Yeah, I did this, but then it seems like this is all fucking fake. All right, I think we're gonna go back to, without repeating myself, being humans. And I think that's a step back that we're gonna take, and we're gonna say, all right, you know what? We're gonna actually somehow come up with another newer version of another platform, all right, that is going to make us more human than a robot, right? How's that gonna happen, sir? I don't fucking idea. But I'm rooting for that, all right? So I don't fucking idea what the fuck I'm talking about, all right? But what does that mean? That people are going to mingle more and they're going to basically produce and they're going to have more sex and they're going to have babies more? I think that's probably what's going to happen. We are going back to us being primal. I'm not sure about that. But some basic like instincts we have, I think those are part of our years and hundreds of years and gazillion years of evolution, that we can't change. All right. Unless our DNA changes and something else basically becomes part of our genetics, then we become something else. All right. Hopefully for the better, we become better version of ourselves with the new DNA. All right. And the contact with other civilized, other planetary beings and all that, that's kind of mute. All right. And I was talking to my wife, and she's of the opinion that some people who actually do meditation, they are actually trying to get to the other fucking planets in your head. I'm like, oh really? Well, that's a possibility, right? Since we can't get there physically, I guess we can just imagine, right, of another world. Yeah. Well, I never thought about that, right? So in any case, I don't know. I mean, that whole subject has been beaten to death. I mean, it's just like has been discussed, is being discussed in just a matter of distances. And here comes my wife with a whole like piece of cake with gazillion calories and sugar. Do you really have to eat that like at 10 o'clock, princess? Huh? My wife has a real sweet tooth, man. Um, so the whole, them means other beings coming here, us going there. I think that's just impossible, next to impossible. All right. So we are alone. Let's just accept that as well. All right. Accept as we are, and we are alone on this fucking lonely planet. All right. So we got to make the most out of it. All right. I'm not gonna fucking travel to another, you know, habit habitable, already hab what's that fucking word used? Already inhabited planet with some advanced beings, and I'm gonna go there in my ship, and I'm gonna say hello from fucking Earth. All right. I can't do that. Nobody can do that. Not even fucking Elon Musk. Whatever. Right? You get my point. Just the distances are humongous, and and so here we are. All right. There was an astronomer, astrophysicist that I was listening to on Joe Rogan, or David Kipping, right? He's a British astronomer, and they were talking about this whole thing. And remember that SETI project, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. They made a movie about that too, with Judy Foster, right? And so that fucking project is still in place somewhere in Alamo, where the fuck it is, right? I don't have no fucking idea. So basically, they're trying to receive some sort of a signal or something from outer space, right? Nothing has been received so far. All right. So what the fuck that tells us? That we are just too far apart, man. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's give up. I'm not saying that we should give up on like travel and to our other fucking rocks around us, right? Yeah, moon. We should have a base on the moon, but it's not easy. There's no fucking air there. All right. You want to grow like fucking corn and potatoes on moon or whatever, right? Be my guest. All right. Good luck with that. Or Mars, even worse. All right. Space is the harshest fucking medium out there. It's not even a medium. Well, it's a medium because of the gravity. Otherwise, there's nothing out there. All right? You can't hear anything. Even though these fucking planets may be colliding with each other, and then these fucking galaxies, right? Just imagine you out there looking at them, this fucking planet is colliding with the other one, but you can't hear anything. You're like, what the fuck? I can see, but I can't hear. Right? So we are supposed to, with our five senses, be attuned to things on Earth, not outer space. All right? We are doing it now in the past 100 years. All right? But that's not an easy thing. I mean, science fiction, it just has made it so much inculcated into our fucking brains that we think, oh, you know what, I'm gonna make a fucking ship and fly out to fucking Jupiter. Yeah, I mean, that chapter should be closed. All right. I mean, they were talking about this fucking James Webb telescope out there, right? Oh, the guy is so fascinated, right? And all these fucking astrophysicists. We just saw this fucking planet. It's just, it's like gazillion miles away from us. I'm like, well, what's the point? All right? You can basically take that picture, put it on your wall. Besides that, what else can you do? Nothing. Can you even like send a signal to there? No. Right? So that's how bad it is. All right. So all right. Okay. So it's 25 minutes, everyone. I'm gonna close my shop. My shop, not my shop, sir. My shop already closed, which I usually do at 5 o'clock. But uh, what else is going on, everyone? I went on a fucking tantrum. But that's my prediction that we're gonna basically go back to us being primal humans, and that's what we should be. And that's our DNA. We can't change it. All right. But I'm not saying. Sorry, I just had a moment, in my fucking head. I was thinking, okay, but without being a typical Western reductionist mind, all right, which I pretty much I am. But there are things which we realize when we are on a psychedelic or maybe in meditative state, right? What is it? Transcendental meditation. What is that other realm? Huh? But that's different. I think that's a whole different fucking conversation. All right, I don't want to get into that. Yeah, like I said, my wife thinks that maybe that's how we can actually travel to other planets. Maybe she's right. I have no fucking idea. We can get there physically again. Am I repeating myself? I am. All right, everyone. I guess I'm losing my fucking mind. Uh, but whatever it is, this is our life. You gotta live it with some degree of happiness, satisfaction, balance of life. All right. And I think I'm gonna close my podcast on that note. And then what the hell are we watching? I don't know. We have been watching some shows. Oh, the one based on Stephen King's novel. All right, it's one of his novels. It's called the Institute. Watch that. Oh my god, it's a fucking great show. I started watching. My wife started, and then she basically also watches with me. She likes it too. And the Resident Alien Man second episode just ended. The guy went back to his fucking. No spoiler alerts. I'm so sorry. But I guess I did. But besides that, I don't know. What I mean, what else? What else there is? Sometimes I get depressed too, you know, because I can't sleep early, and then my wife has also gotten the same habit, and so we gotta watch something, something more interesting before we pass the f out, right? All right, everyone. I presume you all are having a great beginning of the week. Is this the beginning? Is kind of the middle? Either or. And I'll see you all next week.